Strategic Dream: Putting the Power of Your Subconscious Mind to Work by Joseph Murphy. Reach new levels of career success using the power of your subconscious mind. Chapter 12: Creating a Dynamic Team. Wish for others what you wish for yourself. This is the key to harmonious human relations. The working world has changed radically during the past decade, and it continues to change more rapidly than at any time since the Industrial Revolution. Things are likely to change even more dramatically over the next several decades. It used to be that top management made all the decisions and filtered them down through a series of layers to the rank and file workers. We have seen and continue to see this being replaced by more collaborative organizations in which people in all levels are expected to contribute on every aspect of the organization's activities. Getting things done is now assumed by teams, groups of people usually headed by a team leader, who together plan, implement, and control the work. The essence of a team is common commitment. Without this commitment, the members of the group perform as individuals with it. They become a powerful unit of collective performance. In the ideal team, each associate performs his or her function in such a way that dovetails with what that of other team members to enable the team to achieve its goals. This collaboration, the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts. An excellent example of this is a surgical team. Every team member of the team, the surgeon, the anesthesiologist, the nurse, and the other technicians carry out his or her individual functions expertly. In a skillfully functioning surgical team, a seamless flow of interactions occur among the members, all the commitment to one goal, all the well-being of the patients. There are examples of successful teams in every endeavor: championship sports, disease curing research, firefighting and rescue, and in every aspect of business. Managing your team. If your philosophy of managing people is do it my way or you're on the highway, you better prepare to make an about face. The team leader does not function like that old school tyrant. He or she is a facilitator who develops and coordinates an intelligent, motivated team to get things done. The emphasis is on developing the skills and coordinating the efforts of a team of intelligent, motivated associates. Don't boss, lead. To create a dynamic, motivated team, you have to stop thinking like a boss. Bosses make decisions and give orders. Team leaders coordinate groups of thinking adults who together face and work out the problems they encounter. Successful team leaders provide a climate in which their team members are encouraged to make their own analysis of problems, suggest solutions, and participate in decisions. Let's look at some of the way team leaders do this. They make sure the team members know the organization's and the team's vision and mission and keep them focused on achieving them. They're expert communicators and recognize that communication is a two-way street. It is important for leaders to convey their instructions and concepts to team members, but it is equally important for them to open their ears to team members' ideas and suggestions. They aim to develop their team members' skills and capabilities. Successful leaders take the time to identify each team member's strengths and weaknesses and work with each member to improve his or her performance. They encourage team members to commit to lifelong learning and recommended sources both within and outside the organization that can help them grow as individuals and as team contributors. They work with members to set performance standards that are clear, attainable, and measurable, and establish a means to let members know how they are doing. They motivate and inspire individual team members through recognition, praise, and rewards. They motivate and inspire the team with pep talks, team recognitions, and by creating a climate of enthusiasm. Apply the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have unto do to you. The golden rule appears in some form of in all the world's great religions. It is often called the essence of religion. When asked to boil the scriptures down to one major teaching, the great Jewish scholar Hillel, who lived centuries before Jesus, responded, "The most important idea is not to do your fellow man what you would not want him to do to you." Modern psychologists reiterate this rule as the prime factor in the development of sound interpersonal relationships. What does following the golden rule have to do with becoming a successful team leader? Hitler also answers his questions. He said, "If I'm not for myself, who will be for me? But if I am only for myself, what am I?" Yes, God gave us the power to have wealth and abundance. It is our obligation to make the most out of our own talents and opportunities. But with it comes the obligation to look out not just for ourselves but also for others. You will find the golden rule principle woven like a golden thread into all major systems of philosophy and worship. It may not appear in the same words, but the intent of the ideas is identical, that we should give to others, allow and desire for others the same freedom of belief, worship, achievement, and acquisition that we desire for ourselves. When we adopt this attitude as our ethical code, our guiding principle, it becomes a dynamic influence and energy in our daily lives. It is a treasure of wisdom within the depths of our being, a guide and an inner directive from the hearts and souls of every man and woman. We must program our subconscious mind to accept that we are not just for ourselves but part of the team, and each teammate is a partner, a person who assumes and accepts responsibility for the team's success and is willing to contribute a fair share of effort and attitude towards ensuring it. When we allow others perfect freedom to think, speak, and make decisions with all their minds and hearts, we are deeming them as we deem ourselves. It is a partnership in which we giving at least as much as we expect to receive. What it takes to be a great team member. As mentioned earlier, a team leader is not the boss of a team but the first among equals. All team members must work together to achieve the team's goals. Succeeding as a team member starts by performing your job superbly. All team members are dependent upon to be good performers, but top performance by itself is not enough. There are great deals more to becoming a great team member. Here are some guidelines to help achieve this goal. Participate fully in team discussions and listen actively. Contribute to every discussion, even if you have no original ideas to present. Comment on other members' suggestions and ask good questions. Offer your support, volunteer to help. Motivate yourself. Set personal goals that are in line with your team missions. Participate in establishing team goals. You are going to have to work to meet them, so you should have to say in determining them. Try new things. Don't be afraid to take risks. This is the way to get ahead. Remember, the turtle. It's perfectly secure if it stays inside the shell, but if it wants to move ahead, it has to stick out its neck. Look beyond your team. Study the culture of your organization. Know and understand its mission statement. Measure how closely your team complies with organizational and departmental goals. Think about how your work fits into the larger picture. Be sensitive to other points of view. Listen to the opinions of other team members. Don't be afraid to express your view, even if it's different from or even the opposite of everybody else. Stand up for what you believe, but don't be stubborn about it. Be willing to compromise to achieve consensus. Be a team player. Cooperate, don't compete. Support your teammates. Help them grow by sharing information, taking tough achievements, assignments, and training and mentoring new members. Praise associates who have done well. Show appreciation to members who have been especially helpful to you or the team. Know your teammates. Know their strengths and limitations. Know their personal goals and ambition. Know their idiosyncrasies and pet peeves. This will make working with them easier and more pleasant. Build up your self confidence. Reread chapter 2 of this book and apply what you have learned. In addition, read self improvement books and articles. Study yourself. Be aware of areas where you need to improve. For example, if you are shy, take assertiveness trainings. If you are a poor speaker or writer, take courses to correct it. Don't let conflicts stifle your team's progress. If you and a teammate have disagreements or more serious conflicts, resolve it as rapidly as possible. Don't let it fester. Once it is resolved, forget about it. Don't bear a grudge. Let the dead past bury its dead. Learn other jobs within the team. Train to do the work of team members. It is this way you expand your value to the team as you can take over in case the absence, heavy workloads, or contingencies. Keep tabs on your progress. Periodically review your personal and team goals. Measure how close you are to reaching them. Be prepared to take steps to correct problems that are implementing your progress. The concept of the team is based on the principle that its members all work together to achieve the desired results. This means that all team members do whatever has to be done to accomplish the job. This includes doing work you don't enjoy, helping slower members catch up, and putting aside pet projects to keep the teams on targets of higher priority assignments. The importance of trust, the basis for any relationship, on or off the job, is trust. If team members do not trust their leaders or one or more of their teammates, the team will never get off the ground. The success or failure of a team member depends on the trust of his or her team. If people trust you, anything you say can be heard. If people don't trust you, then most of what you say will go in one ear and one of the other. It doesn't take much of a person to lose trust in another. The team leader makes a promise and then fails to live up to it. Trust is lost. A member withholds needed information from other members. Nobody trusts that members again. Rebuilding trust is not okay. If the lack of trust is among team members, the team leader can step up and alleviate the problem. However, if the team leader has lost the trust of the team members, it will take extraordinary effort to re-establish a trusting relationship. Men and women who are deemed worthy of being your collaborators must trust themselves, have faith in their own ability to think along original lines. If there is any potential in them, self-resilience will bring it out. Whatever you do, encourage your team members to cultivate a spirit of independence in carrying out their plans. Give them the opportunity to express themselves in their work instead of being a more cog in a machine. Encourage them to do their own thinking and carry out their own ideas as far as possible, even though working for another. Change is not easy. Changing the way you work is often not easy. It requires a radical change in the way you look at your job, at yourself. Nobody really likes to change the way they do things. They're accustomed to doing your job in a certain way. It's comfortable to keep doing it that way. Changing takes you out of your comfort zone, but progress can't be made up unless you become uncomfortable. You have to develop deep into your subconscious mind and cleanse it of your old habits and build into the new ways of doing things. It's a difficult procedure, but it's well worth it. Some of the benefits you gain are 1. Your job. It's simple as that. If the company goes down the drain, you have no job. If the company prospers, not only do you have a job, but the opportunities within the firm expand. It's today highly competitive world. If a company is to thrive, even survive, it must change. But no company can change unless all of its members contribute to that change. By accepting change, you are doing a small part in keeping your company viable. By enthusiastically supporting change, you are increasing your company's capabilities to meet the competition. 2. Your personal growth. The team environment challenges its members to use their intelligence, their creativity, and their skills in working on their team problems. Now, often, for the first time on your job, you can express your ideas and contribute the way a job is done. This stimulates the mind and encourages you to build your knowledge. With each success, your self confidence increases. When there are setbacks, and there will be, focusing on past success instead of fretting about the current situation helps you develop the resilience you need to accept and learn from the setbacks. 3. Your career. If your goal is to move up to the organizational ladder, active participation in the team activities will give you the needed experience in leadership. You'll take part in running meetings, leading projects, and training and mentoring associates. You'll catch the eye of higher level managers as your contribution are recognized. When new teams are formed, you will be prepared to be moved into leadership. Overcoming resistance to change. It is not only you who may be resistant to change. Others in your organization may also fight any effort to shift from work groups to teams. Most people resist change and will find any excuse to keep things the way they are. Often, when faced with change, is the way work is performed. People react with, but we always done it in this way. To make changes in the way work is done, team members have to be sold on the benefit of the change. Another reason people may give for keeping things the way they are is, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Or its companion commitment, don't mess with success. There's no question many of the process, procedures, and methods with which works has been done have been successful. Change should not be made just for the sake of change. The point is that even if the process ain't broken and works fine, it should be looked at and see what changes might be made so it will be even more effective when converted to a team activity. There's no way that changeover to teams will work unless top executives in the organizations are convinced of its value and give it full support. First line supervisors may fear that their roles will be diminished and perhaps their jobs abolished, and look at their changing roles as diminution of their status. Changing from supervisor to team leader is not accomplished overnight. It takes time and sometimes difficult. Supervisors must be clearly shown how they would benefit from the change. They must be assured that by delegating some of their functions, they will give themselves more time to improve overall process, tackle new projects, and broaden the scope of their jobs. If you feed their conscious minds with the assurance, their subconscious minds will absorb and adjust, and aid them in accepting needed changes. Make job designs a team effort. A team consists of teams who possess a variety of skills that can be combined to achieve the team's objectives, who does what should be clear and consistent with the directions of the team. All members should know that they're fit into the overall picture and how by working together they will accomplish more than they could as individuals. In designing the job that your team will perform, the team leader should take advantage of the known how and experience of all the members. Just as team goals are more effective when determined by the entire team, so is the design of the job, the process and methods used to carry out the goals. Collaboration on the job. The old saying that two minds are better than one can be expanded to three minds are better than two, and so on. If we can utilize the brain power of others combined with our own, the possibilities for success are enhanced. By working in close collaborations with team members, and with specialists in area outside of your own expertise. Not only do you learn from them and they from you, but also the interaction within the groups act as a stimulant to your own thinking. It owns your intelligence, it sharpens your perspective, it stimulates your creativity, it enhances the power of your subconscious mind to enable you to make more innovative and wiser decisions. Quite often, ideas from one person sparks ideas in another. Within your brain is the potential for creating unlimited thoughts. Much of our brain power lies deep in our subconscious. It's just waiting to be uncovered. When a group of people discuss the situation, ideas are brought up from the subconscious up from one team member by something of one of the other team members says. Any idea can plant a seed in another mind that sprouts into another idea. As each person expresses thoughts and concepts, each of the other participants absorbs, adapts, and shapes those ideas in his or her own mind. The collaborative efforts results in new thinking that could not have occurred by itself. Collaboration enhances enthusiasm. When people participate in making a decision, they commit themselves to its success. The fact that they have been part of the decision making process gives them ownership of the program, and there is nothing as powerful as ownership and generate enthusiasm. The mind keeps repeating it's my project, it has to succeed. What goes on the mind is what determines outcome. When people really get enthusiastic, you can see it in the flesh of their eyes, in their alert and vibrant personality. You can observe it in the spring to their top step. You can see it in the verse of the whole being. Enthusiasm makes the difference in one's attitude towards other people, towards one's jobs, towards the world. It makes a big difference in test and delight of human existence. Michelle Post, CEO of Travelocity, the highly successful online travel service, ensures she has enthusiastic teams to back her up by making sure they remain engaged. Her philosophy is that people go to work because they believe in the people around them and what they all stand for, their peers, their colleagues, and their conviction that their company does something great for its customers. Pelso engages her staff in various ways. She sends weekly emails describing how Travelocity is championing the customer's experience. She asks employees to nominate colleagues who reflect the company's core values, and she features them and descriptions of their work. She encourages team members to make a practice of regular communication with the team, not just to deal with a problem. She relates directly with all her teams by holding monthly brown bags lunches anyone can attend, and she makes herself available for casual, open conversation. She makes quarterly visits to offices and openly discusses the company's finances, competitive positions, and other matters, which is impressive to team members who like to know their efforts are getting results. Develop your teammates by giving them responsibility. Responsibility is a great power developer. Where there is responsibility, there is growth. People who are never thrust into responsible positions never develop their real strength because they have never been obligated to plan for themselves. They have never developed their powers of originality, inventiveness, innovative, independence, self-reliance, grit, and stamina. The power to create, the power to combinations to meet emergencies, the power which comes from contributional marshalling of one's force to meet difficult situations, to adjust means to end, that stamina of power which makes one equal to the great crisis in the life of a nation or a business, is only developed by years of practical training with great responsibility. Sum and substance. The essence of a team is common commitment. Unless this commitment exists, the members of the group perform as an individuals with it. They become a powerful unit of collective performance. Don't boss, lead. You have to stop thinking like a boss. Bosses make decisions and give orders. Team leaders coordinate groups of thinking adults who together face and work out the problem that faces them. Successful leaders provide a climate in which their associates are encouraged to make their own analysis of problems, suggest solutions, and participate in decisions. Participation is the key to success. To change takes you out of your comfort zone, but progress can be made unless you become uncomfortable. You have to delve deep into your subconscious mind and cleanse it of your old habits and build into the new ways of doing things. The basis for any relationship, on or off the job, is trust. When team members do not trust their leaders or one or more of their team members, the team will never get off the ground. Turning your dream into a strategic dream. Dream big. Peace.